Hi, this is Jeff Simmons, Associate Superintendent of Operations for the Buckeye Union High School District. And today's presentation is on the staff, sponsor, and coach rules for fiscal year 25-26. So the Auditor General continues to focus on conflicts of interest, and this is when you have a family member that does business with the school district that you need to sign a conflict of interest form and will not be part of the decision making to use your spouse's or family member's business directly. It doesn't mean we can't do it, but it means you cannot be part of the decision making that allows us to issue POs or payments to a business that has a spouse or family member in it. So we have a form to complete here, and the principals will have this for you in a principals meeting to complete. It's required by the state of Arizona and the AG's office. And the conflict, like I said, arises when a member of your family has a business that is utilized by the district in some fashion, either products, consulting, or services. All of those items count. And an example of that is your spouse works for Vern's Lewis Welding. We have multiple student clubs and staff members that purchase from Vern Lewis Welding to get supplies. You would have to disclose that conflict at the top of the form and sign off on the middle, saying that you would not be part of the purchase transaction. And then if you and you would not participate in the requisition PO or any of the related transaction activity with that company. Again, just a protection because we as people that work in a public setting with taxpayer funded money are not supposed to benefit directly from transactions that happen with vendors. So here's what the form looks like. The top part, as I mentioned, this is what you would complete. You would identify the company and by the top arrow there, and that your family member is involved in, and then you would sign off on the middle section saying you would not be part of the decision-making process to utilize that vendor. And if you have no conflict of interest, which is most of us, you would just sign the bottom of this form and saying that and disclose you do not have a conflict, so that if they when we are audited, they pull several of these. They pick 20 or 25 staff members a year and look at that and then compare it to our expenditure records to make sure there's no links to family members' businesses to that employee. And also, they're continuing to look at fraud with all the information I'm sure you've all seen on the news with Isaac School District and some of the other districts that are having trouble. Puts us under more scrutiny than we've ever been under. And so we want to make sure we stay above board and take care of things the right way so we don't end up in those headlines, especially with an election coming this November for our bond. We don't need any negative publicity for doing things incorrectly. And so here's a couple headlines from the last year, updated them in the presentation. There's an elementary school district with a criminal indictment. And then they just did a summary through 2024. They've had 102 fraud related allegations concerning school districts and other state agencies. And it's up to almost $40 million in losses of people taking advantage of their situation and doing inappropriate things. Employees accepting vendor gifts. We're not allowed to really accept gifts from vendors again because we work for a public entity. This isn't a private company that can really do whatever they want as a private industry. So you'll see here, like you are allowed to take items of nominal value such as greeting cards, t-shirts, mugs, pens, or food or beverage, like a meal, like a lunch or something like that. But any of the larger items, like they've identified here, charity events, sporting events, any of those things that include the purchase of the ticket, meals, hotel stay, golf, any of those things are not allowable and will get you in hot water in a big hurry.